Welcome to The Explainer, where we break down the biggest stories. Today, we're diving into an absolutely incredible cricket season, a story that was defined by two legendary matches. One kicked things off with a last ball miracle, and the other ended with the greatest chase in history. This is the story of the 2026 Women's Premier League.
I mean, this season was truly one for the ages, right? It was bookended by two of the most dramatic matches you could ever hope to see. And right at the heart of it all was one team's relentless quest for glory.
All right, so you had five teams in the mix for this fourth edition of the WPL. Every single one of them had their eyes locked in on that coveted trophy. Okay, let's set the scene. The tournament gets underway on January 9th. But this wasn't just about cricket. No, this was a full-blown spectacle at the D.Y. Patil Stadium in Navi Mumbai. You had A-listers like rapper Honey Singh and actress Jacqueline Fernandez lighting up the stage. Even Miss Universe 2021 Harnaz Kaur Sandhu was there. All of this was building the hype for a truly blockbuster opening match between two previous champions. And wow, what a match it turned out to be. It set the tone for the entire tournament, high octane, totally unpredictable, and it properly introduced us to the team at the center of our story, Royal Challengers Bangalore. So Mumbai puts up a pretty solid 155. Not a monster total, but definitely competitive. And RCB's chase, well, it was on an absolute knife's edge. It all came down to that final chaotic over. So here's the situation. It's the final over. RCB needs 18 runs to win. Yeah, 18 runs from just 6 balls. You've got their all-rounder Nadine de Klerk on strike, and the pressure is just immense. Then, the first 2 balls are dots. No runs. Suddenly, that 18 looks like 1800. It feels impossible. And then wow. De Klerk completely flipped the script. I mean, she just turned the game on its head, smashing an unbelievable 20 runs from those last 4 deliveries to snatch the victory. It was incredible. And get this, she'd already taken 4 wickets with the ball. So to then come out and hit an unbeaten 63, she was the undisputed hero of the night. No question. This was our first real glimpse of the incredible fight this RCB team had. So you might be thinking, okay, great start. But was it a fluke? Absolutely not. That nail-biter of a win, that was just the beginning of what turned out to be an utterly dominant run through the league. And just look at the final standings here. RCB didn't just squeak through, they topped the whole league with 6 wins from 8 games. And see that net run rate, that plus 1.247? That number basically tells you how much they were crushing teams. It shows they weren't just winning, they were winning big. And the reward for all that hard work and consistency was massive. By finishing first, RCB got to skip the whole risky eliminator match. They got a direct, fast-track ticket straight to the championship final. All right, so this all leads us to the grand finale, the climax of the season on February 5th. And who are they facing? Their huge rivals, the Delhi Capitals. A team, by the way, that was absolutely desperate to finally win the big one after losing the last 3 finals in a row. And Delhi? They came out and put an absolute mountain on the board. 203 runs. The target for RCB? 204. To win, they would have to pull off the biggest chase in WPL history. No pressure, right? So faced with this impossible-looking task, what happens? Captain Smriti Mandana and Georgia Voles step up, and they don't just respond, they deliver the single greatest partnership the WPL has ever seen. It was just a masterclass, completely taking apart the Delhi bowling attack. I mean, just look at this list of shattered records. This wasn't just a victory, it was a complete rewriting of the history books. On the biggest stage, in the biggest moment. Absolutely incredible. But you know what? There was still drama to come. A little wobble late in the chase brought all that tension rushing back. It came down to 8 runs needed from 4 balls. And up steps Radha Yadav, who just coolly smacks back-to-back boundaries to seal it. What a way to win your second title. Just spectacular. So, when the dust settled on this unbelievable season, what are the big takeaways? Let's take a look at the standout players and the legacy of this championship run. Yeah, while RCB got the big team prize, the individual awards were really spread out, which just shows you the depth of talent in the league. You had Gujarat's Sophie Devine, who was just a force of nature, player of the series for her phenomenal all-around show, and she was also the joint top wicket taker. Just amazing. But for RCB, the real story has to be their captain, Smriti Mandana. She didn't just win the Orange Cap for scoring the most runs in the tournament. She really cemented her legacy as this incredible, inspirational leader who delivered a player of the match performance when it mattered most. And so, as RCB celebrates this historic second title, you have to think about the other side of the coin. This victory just pours more salt in the wound for Delhi Capitals. They've now lost 4 finals in 4 seasons. It leaves this massive, looming question hanging over the entire league for next year. Can Delhi ever break their curse?